What's going on, everybody? It's G Sweets from the DTI Takeover show on Total Entertainment Radio. Thank you for joining us once again. And here on the DTI Takeover show, for those that don't know, DTI stands for Desire to Inspire. And we spotlight individuals that desire to inspire the community around them. And I have someone I would like to introduce you to that I feel that's doing just that in her community. We have Miss Daisy Marshall with us today. Hi, Daisy. How are you?
Hi, thank you so much for the opportunity to be on here today.
No problem. No problem. So, Daisy is the founder of Brown Kids with Disabilities.
Yes, yes.
So, Daisy, before we get into your organization and what it is you do with your organization, could you let everybody know a little bit about you?
I am an anesthesia tech who work in the OR. I am
Okay.
raising two children with special needs. My son is
Okay.
autistic and my daughter has a rare chromosome disorder. So
Okay.
that's what led me to, the space I'm in right now because, I
Okay.
worked in nursing. That's my life, nursing, medical,
Okay.
early
Okay.
childhood development is new to me, but
Okay.
this is where I'm at now. I'm advocating for my community, advocating for Black and Brown people everywhere. Um,
Nice.
I'm so excited to be here today.
Nice. Nice. I like to hear it. I love to hear it. And what I'm realizing is that I'm coming across a lot of people that's in the medical field and that's kind of branching off from, what they do in the hospitals and the nursing homes and things of that nature and starting their own business. That's sort of almost that's kind of in the medical field as well.
Mhm.
So I'm glad, to have you on the show and to talk about your foundation, your organization that you created, and why you created it. So let's just go ahead and dive right on in. So, Brown Kids with Disabilities. Brown
Mhm.
Kids with Disabilities. Just piggybacking off of what you just mentioned, I'm going to safely assume that this started because of your own children.
Yes.
Okay. Why?
Um, like when my son first was born, I think I was kind of like in denial about him not
Okay.
talking. I think I was kind of like, well, he's a boy, he's gonna grow out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So when I did started to reach out for services, it was like like a needle in a haystack.
Oh, wow.
When
Okay.
it was like, cause he was like part of a COVID baby, almost like he like right before COVID, like really hit his
Hit.
peak.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I was like trying to get in contact with EI, early interventions up here in New York, and like they were kind of like giving me like the runaround. Like I literally had to request for supervisors. I had to write letters. I had to, be the squeaky wheel and advocate for my son to
Right.
get him into early interventions for him to get services because it was like, okay, it's 6 months. He's supposed to have somebody coming out here now, you know.
Right.
And I'm like, it shouldn't take that long. I'm
Right.
still hearing people and families who are still receiving services in the home. So
Mhm.
why is my son not receiving the services in the home? So
Right.
I started sending letters out. I started to, like I said, be the squeaky wheel, going over coordinator's head, requesting for supervisor, requesting for manager, requesting to speak to corporate. That's how above and beyond I had to go to get their services for my son
Wow.
to, be to his potential he is in right now. And
Mhm.
if I didn't do that, I think he wouldn't be where he at, getting that early support for him at 3 years old. That
Mhm.
took so much out of me. And
Wow.
I've talked to other parents who did not have the resources or the courage to do some of the things that I have done. And I just was like, I didn't know what to do at first, because
Right.
first we just started off just support groups, just coming together, putting parents in the same room with me, other parents, just connecting. And then it turned into like, how could you help me do this? How could you
Mhm.
help me do this? And we just
Mhm.
said, you know what, we're going to just try to like help people advocate for them, help them understand 504 plans, help them understand IEPs, help them understand
Right.
navigating through the healthcare system. Because a lot of times people don't speak the medical terminology. So when it comes
Right.
to understanding the language that's being thrown at them, it's a barrier.
Right.
Um, and I just couldn't sit back knowing what I knew, and I knew I had information to help people, regardless if I was still was helping myself.
Right.
and still helping other people too. So
Right.
just figure like let's just let's help people. Parents shouldn't have to constantly like go round and round, look for Google. Google doesn't, it's helpful, but it doesn't
Mhm.
pinpoint directly to the resources that is available in our inner city. So I provided that. I host events for parents to come together for resources. We put financial planners into buildings in rooms with parents to help them start their own business,
Right.
help them navigate through financial, putting accounts into place. They might be coming into inheritance or anything, so they lose their benefits when they come into that. And people don't
Right.
understand that. When you come into a big lump sum of money, just not to kind of like rant and go over what you were just saying,
Mhm.
you can put things into place so your children can still have access to Social Security, Medicaid, things like that, because that goes away once you get to a
Right.
certain bracket. That goes away. And
Mhm.
I want everybody to have information that was gave to me, so it was only of course for me to share with everybody else. It was free to me. I didn't have to pay anybody, I didn't have to do anything, so why not?
Why not give the information? Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow, Daisy. That must have been, hard, you know,
Yes,
to
yes,
go through at that time to get that information you needed for your son.
yes.
But like you said, the squeaky wheel does get the oil.
Hmm.
So if you keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, eventually you will definitely make a breakthrough.
Hmm. Yes,
Um,
yes.
Absolutely. So kudos to you
Thank you.
uh,
I
um,
appreciate that.
for being able to get that information and not only get the information, share the information,
Hmm.
with other parents that may be dealing with some of the same issues,
Hmm.
that may not be privy to that information. Um, so, with your organization, outside of giving this information, what else do you offer?
We provide training for advocacy. We provide training on, like I said, IEPs, 504
Mhm.
plans. We provide training for financial literacy. We provide
Okay.
training for understanding like different doctors. I've partnered with doctors to come in to educate parents on different resources that they offer, providing them with other doctors that's in the area that they may not know of. So I just try to partner with anybody that's willing to partner with me.
Right.
Um, because like I said, I am new to this. I've been
Hmm.
only doing this for 2 years, so and
Okay.
it kind of like took off faster than I expected.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
Yes, it's good, but like I said, I am a self parent
Hmm.
led nonprofit advocate, but it's me, it's my family, it's my husband.
Hmm.
Um, they get tired of me.
I know.
They get tired of me. Like, wait, she doing it again? So they like, you
I
having your big
understand.
again? I'm like, yeah, we having it again. We need you guys to come back out. I need my volunteers. I need all hands on deck because this year is way bigger than last year. We have so
Right.
many people involved.
Nice.
I think I've got like 100 doors slammed in my face just for only 100 more to open.
That's usually what happens, okay? Especially running something on your own, being an
Hmm.
entrepreneur, running your own organization, running your own business. That's you're gonna run into 100 no's to get your one, two, three, your 100 yeses. Like it's just inevitable. It's gonna
Yes,
happen. But
yes,
pushing and staying with it is key.
yeah. It's hard.
Absolutely, it is. It is
It's discouraging too because I
a
think
little bit. It can be.
because parents kind of shy away from the topic when you hear disability,
Yeah,
especially in the Black and Brown community, because it's such
absolutely.
a, oh, they're retarded,
Yeah,
or
it's like
I'm just
taboo or
like,
something. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So we just try to make parents feel comfortable by
Mhm.
letting them know, hey, put these supports in place for your child. um
Absolutely.
as they're cutting funding, you know, it's time for us to connect together. It's time for us
Right.
to utilize the surroundings that is, for all of us. Like if you know
Yeah.
somebody that is a teacher or a reader or a
Mhm.
writer or a person who's good at math, get your child involved with them, start
Mhm.
setting up, little community,
Mhm.
school sessions for our children. I think we solely rely on everybody else to come in and kind of do the saving for us, but it's
It's
up
time
to
for us to
us.
stand up and save ourselves.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes. I don't know. I'm just when
Mhm.
I speak about it, I be so passionate. I just be
Yeah.
wanting to like
Yep. I understand. I understand. I do.
and I
I
just
do.
be so mad. Like, come on, y'all. Let's just come together.
Let's
Let's do
get
it
it
right
done.
for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because, they do it in other communities, other cultures. They handle it,
Mhm.
We might be one of the few that kind of
Mhm.
shy away from, disability conversations, mental health,
Mhm.
conversations. Almost, we were brought up to, not talk about that or not, deal with that kind of, sweep it
Mhm.
under a rug. But
Yes.
we've come into a time where it's become known and,
Mhm.
and extremely relevant.
Yes.
And I think the resources that you've come encounter with and that you have is very beneficial,
Mhm.
to our community, um,
Definitely.
and the health and the growth of our community. So, Daisy, you say you've been doing this for 2 years.
Yes.
2 years. Do you have anything coming up?
I do. We have our Children Diversity and Awareness event coming up July 12th. It will
Okay.
be Buffalo, New York. It will be at the old Bill Stadium. Um, so we will be there. We will have access to the whole football field this year.
Oh,
We have about
okay.
45 vendors. We have the police department coming out with their jet skis. We have
Okay.
the fire department. We have the SWAT team coming out. We have people coming out to show kids how to grow their own food, how to heal, how to connect, how to meditate. We have parents
Nice.
coming out, just a plenty of things, just so much going on. We have the ice cream truck coming out. We have about 400 hot dogs, probably like
Wow.
500 cheese pizzas. Like it's so, and this I did all this last year by myself, 6 months. Yeah, when I tell
Wow,
people I did
Daisy.
this in 6 months, they was like, wait, you put all this
All
together
this
by
together,
yourself
right?
in 6 months? Yeah.
Nice. So
But I
you
used to
running
be
it
a
back and doing it
vendor too.
again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was in the community working as a vendor. So I'm kind not known, but I kind
Mhm.
of like, I was, putting my seeds. I
Right. You
put my
made
seeds.
you
Yeah.
network, you made your relationships.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yes, yes. And I
That's how
tell
you get
parents, get
things
out there.
done.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Wow, Daisy, this is amazing. This is amazing. I think what you're doing is great,
Thank
especially
you.
out there in Buffalo, New York. I do have a question. So I know you are in New York. Does your services extend outside of New York?
We're looking to grow. We wouldn't.
Okay.
I'm not going to say no because
Okay.
the bridge don't stop with just Buffalo or
Mhm.
Erie County, Western New York. It doesn't just stop with us.
Right.
Um, we're here to grow. We're here to hear the concerns of parents outside of New York because right now we need that. We need that
Right.
connection. We need to build that bridge through everywhere.
Absolutely.
So we could be assistance. We will definitely be assistance.
Absolutely. All right, Daisy. Before we, sign off and wrap everything up, how can people get in contact with you if they want to learn more about the foundation?
You can follow us at Brown Kids Disability on Facebook. Right now we are in transition of a new website, so
Okay.
you just follow us on Facebook.
On Facebook?
Hmm.
All right. Well, you all heard it here on Total Entertainment Radio. Reach out and follow Brown Kids with Disabilities. If you have children that are with disabilities or around children with disabilities and you just need more information in regards to, you know, how you can help them, right? Get
Hmm.
access to um, education, EIPs, anything that can help them grow.
Yes.
I think you need to reach out to Daisy. She has the resources.
Yes, thank you.
And if not, I'm pretty sure she can guide you to where you need to go.
Yes, yes, we have multiple resources I've connected with. So if I can't help you, we definitely can get somebody that can help you. And like I said, we do support groups too, and that is on
And I
Zoom.
think that okay,
Hmm.
that's great. And I think that's big,
Hmm.
parents coming together that kind of go have the same issues or going through the same things,
Hmm.
so they can see, all right, I'm not by myself.
Hmm.
There's other parents that may be dealing with this, and maybe those parents, like you, have information that worked for you that may work for them as well. So y'all hit up Daisy, Brown Kids with Disabilities on Facebook.
Hmm.
Daisy, do you have something like a takeaway that you can possibly, say to parents that are dealing with children with disabilities?
You're not alone. Don't feel discouraged. Don't feel judged. Don't feel regret. Don't feel um, any type of unwanted feeling. Connect
Right.
with your community. Ask for help. That's a big thing. Ask for help. If you know somebody that know how to read better, you know how to write better. You connect with those people. Um, Information is at our tips now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
get involved, ChatGPT, AI, whatever you have to do to live to your full potential as a parent, advocate for your children. This is the most important time to advocate for your children. If you're not doing it, do it now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, well, thank you, Daisy, so much for being on the show.
No, thank you. This is an opportunity. I've been like, I haven't really told everybody about it, but I'm like,
Yeah.
once it's sealed the deal, I'm, kind of go like, ah.
I did this interview on Total Entertainment Radio,
Yes.
and they will definitely be able to go and watch it. Just going back to our Facebook page, Total Entertainment Radio. Your video will be whoop, right there on the scene, so you can share it. Share it on your page, so everybody that follows you and are friends with you on Facebook, they can watch it as well.
Oh, they will. Oh, they will. They want to see what's going on. They will.
Absolutely. So, Daisy, once again, thank you so much for being on the show. It was an honor to, get to know you and get to know your foundation and what it is that you're offering.
Thank you. Don't hesitate to call if you know any families that need any support, just to have somebody to talk to. You see, I'm funny. I'm laughing all the
Yes,
time. That's me.
absolutely. I sure will. And for everybody out there, thank you for tuning in. And until next time, we'll see you later.
Thank
Peace.
you. Bye.